And welcome to the 5-Star Dynasty Podcast Live, episode 201. Combine is upon us. I am your host, Tomcat. This is Piff. How you doing, Piff?
Doing well. Working hard. Watching lots of tape, videos, highlights, anything I can to get all the information I can possibly have before I go into draft season.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. There's a lot of things to go over. We're obviously recording this, and we have not looked at the combine on purpose. We're not going to even, I know most of the important stuff happens tomorrow, but we didn't look at the tight ends or anything. We just wanted to leave it completely fresh where this is a pre-combine show.
Yes. Tried to get it earlier in the week, but we couldn't get together, so we got it. We finally got it right on time.
I didn't get back to my trip until Tuesday, and you weren't available to Wednesday and Thursday, so
nope.
This is what it is.
My birthday was Wednesday, and my wife doesn't work on Thursdays, so.
Yep, absolutely. Excuse me. So yeah, off season it'll be a little more lax. You'll see an episode. We'll always get the episode when we can. It'll never go more than 2 weeks. Now that the combine is here, we'll be back to weekly. I know we said that a couple times, but with not really that much going on other than the Super Bowl and no other football. This was the one time we could kind of take a second and take a mulligan and be like, all right, hold on, we need to take a week. But now we're back, and the combine is here, and I am excited. Who are some? I don't want to say who are some names because we're about to get into a top 10 list. We might go 5 on quarterback, maybe go like 6 or 7 if we need to, but I think 5 is good. But we'll go top 10 on every other position with some honorable mentions in wide receiver and running back, I'm sure, because we might disagree on 1 or 2 toward the end of the list, and maybe we got to mention one. Well, maybe not. Maybe our lists are identical. Who knows?
My wide receivers are a little weird, but everything else is pretty chalk.
Are they weird because you're trying to be contrarian, or are they weird because you just like the guys that you like and you're not listening to rankings?
Yes, for the wide receivers, yeah, because I really watched a lot of the wide receiver stuff and the running backs.
That's fair. Excuse me.
And I actually stumbled upon my guy. Like I was watching somebody else's tape and seeing this other guy playing, and I'm like, holy crap, dude.
Well, you know who my guy is, I think. We'll get there eventually, but my guy, who's my number one, is actually a lot of people's 2 or 3. I'm not into the guy who's ranked number 1 in a lot of these lists I'm seeing. Actually, I was really surprised, but hey, maybe they know something I don't. They're professional scouts, and I'm not. But I did get a lot of hits last year. We will work on. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go back and watch some of those first episodes and really look at the combine and look at the pre-combine and see who we liked and see who we were right on, who we were wrong on, who has potential. And I'm going to try to wrap together a couple clips so maybe we can have our first show that actually has clips of us.
Yeah, and like cool stuff. That'd be fun.
I'm pretty much willing that into existence by talking about it on the air to pressure myself to have to do it. Because if we talk about it behind the scenes, like we always talk about doing cool stuff, I just can't will myself to do it. But now that I kind of learned this from Luis J. Gomez, a comedian I really like, and I have to really put it out into the world on the air to pressure myself, so then fans expect it, and then it's like my way of getting things done. I have to kind of screw myself over by announcing things before I knew I was going to announce it. Those words just came out. So, anyways, shout out to Stewie's. Last couple times I've been making my own coffee and drinking out, but I was out and about, so I stopped.
I got no shout outs. Let's get these lists rolling. I'm excited to talk.
All right. We're going to go over to, I always pick the wrong one and it sounds like I'm about to end the show. Every time, dude. All right.
We're not closing it up yet.
No. Every time I see the one song, and I'm like, this isn't, I'm trying to get our normal background music that's just going and vibing. I'm assuming we'll start at tight end, even though there's more tight ends than quarterback, or do you want to just start at quarterback because there's so many left that we'll just lead right off the bat? It's hard because that's the position that leads the team, so we tend to kind of lean that way and try to go that way. And really put an emphasis on how important that position is. But in fantasy, we're kind of more interested in some of the other positions because some of these quarterbacks, it's hard to get. You know, you're not always going to get a Jaden Daniels. A lot of times you get a Baker Mayfield where he sits on your bench for 4 or 5 years till he's finally usable, and you're like, oh, see, shit, he came back. Ryan Tannehill, he came back. I will say before I forget, I was thinking about something and I want to put it on the air so it's recorded that I thought about this before anybody says their idea, whatever else. There needs to be a quarterback who is the number 0, because you do zeros now, and he needs to have his explanation be he's the number 0 because while he leads the team, without his team, he's nothing. Dude, if he said that, come on.
Should be wearing it.
Come on, dude. That's official. I said it before anybody else. So they're going to try to say that. And on the last day of February, wait, is it leap year this year? I don't think it is, right? I actually have never paid attention to when leap year is. Yeah, it's not. Whenever it is and isn't, I don't care. The months actually have enough days to have 13 months and all be equal numbers, and they just don't do it like that. Or there's a way to do it with equal numbers with 12 as well. But I don't know if they just decided to do it like that because Julius Caesar's like, so let's get into. Wait, you didn't say which position you want to go in first?
Quarterbacks, because I'm going to be quick.
Okay. I'm going to go first, and then can we say if we disagree?
Sure.
Cam Ward?
Yes, Cam Ward.
Okay.
I'm obviously number 1 quarterback going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm actually mad at myself not grabbing him in more Debbie's.
Well, I mean, you didn't really know how he was going to play because it was his first year in Miami, too. So
yeah. Dude, he was just there in a lot of leagues. Like, even super flexes, I saw leagues where he was in like the 3rd or 4th round just chilling still because there's so many to choose from. And Debbie's different. For people who haven't tried Debbie, it's insane.
Absolutely. You really got to know your stuff.
So far this year, my only new Dynasty leagues are all money. And my only free leagues are Debbie because I'm experimenting with a new thing and I'm not going to spend money on something I'm just trying out. I did leave one because it was a Debbie league. So it was a Debbie league and I won the championship. And then all of a sudden in the off season, you were in the league. He just randomly decides he wants to vote on it being a, what is it? What's CTC? College to?
Campus to can.
Campus akin. So he decides he wants to do that, and I'm like, hey, I'm the champion, and I have really crappy. It was my first year ever drafting Debbie. I even told him, I was like, I have really, really bad Debbie guys. Like, some of my guys were like ranked, like, I remember one wide receiver was ranked 13. Jurion Dickey, not last year, but the year before, when I drafted Debbie startup, he was listed as like the 13th wide receiver. And then next thing you know, he got hit like 3 catches the whole entire year this year. and long story short, I told him straight up, I'm like, I can't. I got to leave. So I felt bad. So shout out to that league. I had to leave that league as the champion, and I hate doing that. I hate winning a title and then leaving with it. I just don't like it.
Well, the thing is with him, the reason he did that is because he has a bunch of leagues that with that theme, like a college bowl game theme. So they're all C2C. So he was trying to turn all those leagues that he had that were like a bowl game, because that's how they were. It was like a bowl game. He made them all campus to can leagues.
Okay, and then they verse each other?
No. It's just like you pick, like maybe your team would be like one of the college teams that would end up playing in that bowl. You know what I mean? It's for people who really are into college that know.
Okay, no, I'm good. That makes sense. It sounded really cool if he was doing some random extravagant thing where everybody who like wins progresses to a final round where I don't know. Anyways, so
yeah,
I had to leave that league. Who's your number 2?
A theme thing. Shedeur Sanders. And it's not even close, really. You
don't like Jalen Milroe?
No.
Why not?
Not. I like him as my fourth.
Who's your third?
Jackson Dart. He reminds me of Baker so bad. Like when I watched him on film, he just like the way he plays. He's good. I like him.
And you like Shedeur Sanders?
I do.
Why?
I do. Because he won at Colorado, dude. I mean, and his team really wasn't that good. All he had was Torrey Hunter. It's like a top guy.
Torrey.
I mean, Travis. Torrey Hunter played for the Minnesota Twins for a long period of time.
That's funny. Oh, okay. Okay. So yes, my number 2 is Shedeur. I'm just not really that impressed with this year's quarterbacks. I think if you're playing in Superflex, you have the top couple picks, and you like think you got something good, and you really don't have that many good things. Like some of the wide receivers and running backs we're going to go over are going to be better for your team long term than the like if you're the 101 or the 102, you might want to think of some of these running backs and some of these wide receivers before even Cam Ward.
If you can trade out, move back.
Oh yeah, especially if you get a good amount. If somebody will give you their first and a first next year, do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to move back too far either.
Imagine if it's like the 103 though, 103, 104, and then they give you a first next year, and most likely that quarterback's not even going to help them that much, so they end up being like a 1 through 4 anyways.
Like I'm trying to move off the 101 big time because my team's not ready for what that pick's going to be. I mean, I could use them, but it's not going to help me in like
Got a hitman.
Yeah, he is Richardson.
I
kind of want to say
why did you hear my? I'm sorry. Did you hear my tone when I was talking about Milrow? I was like, do you like Milrow? And then Hitman, I think probably sensed it too. He literally I was just being sarcastic. Oh man, I don't like Milrow.
Instantly.
So we both agree 1 and 2 is Ward and Sanders.
This is where it gets crazy. You could have like there's 3 and 4, and then there's everybody else. You know what I mean?
In my list, I have Dart as 3 as well. I was worried about this because of quarterback. I know the wide receiver and running back it'll be more compelling for the fans because we'll be able to, you know what I mean? We'll probably disagree on a couple things, but quarterback we seem to agree. I was hoping to troll you a little bit, but no.
Shock.
No, we're agreeing.
Number 5, I got Quinn Ewers, but I mean, it could be any of the guys underneath him too. Kyle McCord, Tyler Show, Will Howard.
But you like Milrow more than Ewers?
Yeah. Ewers scares me a little bit. I mean, it might be a mistake because he has so much experience, but he really, And then like Arch Manning came in and played for him a bunch of times, and it was just like totally like night and day.
No, it's not. I don't think it's because it was night and day. I think it's because Arch Manning might be that good.
Well, that's what I mean. It was night and day.
Well, but the way you said it sounded like you were disparaging Ewers.
In the beginning of the college football season, Ewers was really highly touted, and then by the end of it, he's not even probably going to get drafted in the first 4 rounds. You know?
Yeah. Honorable mention Will Howard. Shout out Hitman. Yeah. I think we literally have an identical top 5. That's really boring for the listeners. I'm so sorry, guys. It's not always a bad thing, but like we agreed on only doing 5 quarterbacks because we're not really impressed with the quarterbacks this year. You never know. We could be pleasantly surprised. Everybody shit on me the year that I said it's really funny. Gardner Minshew could be something. I mean, he wasn't something, but he also was. Like if you grabbed him in the 4th or 5th round and you got to use him, like when you got to use him,
I traded for him, I think, or I had him on my team, but it was like a desperation move. Like I had no QBs.
I just had him.
I think I had Burrow, and he went down, and I was like, "Oh shit, am I gonna win a championship here?" No.
I had old shares of them where I just grabbed them in like the 4th or 5th round as a rookie because nobody wanted them. Yeah. So unfortunately, you can just move right on to tight end because, and I do think we're gonna keep it boring, and I think there's a good chance. Oh, I don't know actually.
No, it's gonna get interesting. I guarantee that.
Your number 1 tight end might be different than mine.
Absolutely is.
Who's yours?
Tyler Warren.
Yeah. You and all the analysts are all on Warren right now.
Well, I mean, you got to watch. You got to see it. Kid's unbelievable.
He does everything. I did, and it sucks because he's my number 1. He's everything. My number. No, he's my number 1. I thought you were going to say the guy we're both going to say at number 2. I thought because before the podcast I told you I was biased toward him because his team in the college video game. I thought you thought I was going to pick him at number 1, and I thought I was going to come in and shock you. And then I unfortunately shouldn't let you go first because then I could have shocked you. But it is what it is, dude. We agree on that. It is boring. I was right. It's boring. We actually agree. Yeah. So we definitely agree there.
And obviously we agree on the second one, which is Loveland.
Colston. Loveland. Yes.
Colston Loveland.
Yes. Yeah. He was my number 1 until the recent highlights of Warren.
Unbelievable.
Before I saw the highlights of Warren, I had Loveland far beyond being number 1. Then, I saw that and I was like, okay, maybe not.
This is where it gets interesting. I think is like that. I got 10. I got 10 written down, and I think they're all going to have some sort of impact, believe it or not, on the field. Maybe not right away. Like the top 5, probably for sure. At least the top 3 will be active this season on a team if they get drafted in the right place.
Who do you? We should have done this for all the guys. We should have said who we thought. Let's go back. I want to do something we never do. Really quick, because we only did 5, and really, really super quick. Where do you want Cam Ward to go? It's going to be easy because we had the same top 5.
The Titans.
I want him to go to... do you want one of the Titans?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to like it, but I kind of want him to go to the Giants after he sits... after they signed a veteran quarterback. And he takes the Jordan Love route, literally. Yeah. So what about Shedeur?
The Jets.
That's nice. I like that. I don't know how Deion's going to be with that.
He's going to need to play right away. He seems like that kind of kid that needs to play right away.
Well, if they're getting rid of Rodgers, then he's going to play right away.
He's going to end up in Vegas or the Jets, in my opinion.
Vegas is where I was going to say. That's why I asked. I saw Vegas maybe trying to desperately to trade up and maybe even pay too much for him.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like the Jets would have to jump above Vegas. I think that's how that works. They have to jump above Vegas, and it would be with the Jags.
And I was gonna say I could see Vegas being worried about them jumping up with the Jags, and they try to jump up with the Jags.
So the Jags or the Patriots are going to end up pretty rich, I think, if they end up trading back.
Yes, they should. Where do you think
is going to go to Cleveland in the second round?
Where do you think Dart's going to go?
To Cleveland in the second.
Oh, how do you feel about that, Hitman? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. You know what? I don't even want to think about anywhere else because I just agree with that. I like that. I'm just gonna put myself on, move on. Just he doesn't like him. He wants Will Howard, probably the guy he just said.
That's what's happening.
Jalen Milroe. It'd be really funny if Milroe went to the Colts.
Now I could see him going to the Giants in a later round.
No, not interested. Not interested. Dart, I'm interested in it, especially if he sits behind, like if the Giants really do grab Aaron Rodgers, and then like whoever they grab just sits behind him for a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Ewers.
I mean, any of those teams like that, Vegas, if they don't get a guy, you know.
Yeah, but if they don't get the guy we said, they're going to get one of the other guys. They're too early. So who else? Who's in like the mid of the first or the mid of the second that was going to scoop up one of these quarterbacks, or the third, fourth, whatever rounds you see?
Rams.
Which one of these?
Rams.
What's that?
Rams.
I could see they did. I could see that. Oh, they wouldn't be able to make the most out of the rookie contract, but they could still get him to learn behind Stafford. I was going to say the Seahawks. See, Vikings is a good one, Hitman, but I do think that they're going to give McCarthy a chance. They said they liked him when he was practicing.
Before he got hurt.
Yeah, before he got hurt, they said he was doing really good. But you know what? In this day and age in NFL, Hitman, we might look back at this and say Hitman was right, because they really do. Yeah, insurance. They really do like double up. Look at at the time the Redskins, but look at the Commanders grabbing Kirk Cousins and RG3, and then RG3 ends up busting out, and then Kirk Cousins is being an actual thing. Like sometimes it just happens. Look at the Ravens with tight end doubling up. And they got Mark Andrews.
Now, speaking of tight ends, let's go to those landing spots.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to add that. So, yeah. So, Warren, where do you want Warren to go?
I want him to be in New England, or I want him to – he's going to end up in Indy.
Indy would be horrible. Unless it's going to be that –
like quarterback.
I was about to say, unless it's that conspiracy theory tinfoil hat that you have of him playing quarterback, then maybe. But, like, other than that, it's insane. Like,
I think Loveland's going to end up in San Diego, not San Diego, LA Chargers.
Yeah, I could see that. 100%. His old coach.
Going with Harbaugh.
I could see him going higher than he even should go because his coach wants him. 100%. Damn, it's so funny. The green screen was like messing up with my face. I couldn't get away from it. I was like trying to move around. Like, okay, so
who's your number 3?
You're up. You went Warren. I went Loveland. We both agreed, but we revealed first.
I'm gonna go with Elijah Arroyo from Miami.
Nah, we should. Yeah.
I was gonna switch it because of what I seen, but I don't want to switch it now.
Yeah, Wait, what'd you see?
I seen somebody playing really well, and he's my 4th. I was gonna switch my 4th and my 3rd.
Is his name Harold?
His name is not Harold, but Harold did look good.
Because there's Harold Fannin. Yeah. So as I said, I had Arroyo. I don't know where we want him to go. Maybe the
Denver.
Denver works, and Seattle works. Because, I mean, people want to say, people really want to force Noah Fant to be a thing, but, like, he had a good pedigree. And people drafted him high, and he was drafted in the first round, and he was supposed to be really good, and it just didn't work out, dude. He has some flashes here or there, but it's just, he's not what we wanted him to be. Him and Hawk were, it's supposed to be two of the same coin, or two sides of the same coin, rather. And Hawk is just really good, and he's just okay. Fan.
Yep. All right, my number four is your turn.
Fannin.
Harold Fannin.
Yeah.
Mine is Mason Taylor, LSU.
Yeah.
Son
of
between
Jason
him Taylor.
and I was literally between him on all my last three. Like my last three, I think I switched 3 times where I just couldn't decide. So like they're all interchangeable. I mean, I think they're all the same tier. Those 3. I think the first 2 are 1 tier, and I think the other 3 look good, but they're a slight tier above or below. Does that make sense?
Yes.
How do you have them that way too, or do you?
No, I have like top 4, and then the bottom 5 are like, except for Fannin. Fannin, I have 6, but he could be switched with my 5 easily.
Who's your 5?
Terrence Ferguson.
Oh yeah, he was my 6. So yeah, it's all interchangeable toward the end.
And then Fannin's my 6. Gunnar Helm is my 7th.
8. Do you have Luke?
I have Luke at 10.
Oh, that's okay.
I have Aronde Gadsden.
What's that?
And Aronde Gadsden 8 and Mitchell Evans 9.
Yeah, I had most of those guys in the same order, except for I just had Luke above because I thought he had certain qualities that he might not look like as explosive as those guys you named that you probably had above him, but I thought he had better qualities in some of the other aspects of the game that coaches look for, so he'll be drafted to a better team for a better opportunity. That's why I drafted, or that's the only reason I ranked him higher. I do think the guys you named above him are better talents, but I think he has some more of the overall aspects that the coaches are looking for that we're not looking for because we just want fantasy points.
Well, also he's an Iowa tight end too, so I mean.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Exactly. But everyone, we pretty much agree. We don't have to go through each one because tight end's one of those hard positions where most likely these guys are going to go to a team who doesn't even need a tight end and they're going to sit for 2 or 3 years. That's 100%. Like, I mean, Ben Sinnott, the senator, and when he was drafted, we were very excited. But now it hurts my heart to say that Ertz got more opportunities. The coach liked him more. He was more of a veteran. He was able to get the playbook down easier. He had to coach before. Obviously, I had him as a coach on offensive coordinator, but it all is relevant. And sometimes you like a guy, you're going to draft him for. Sometimes you're going to buy fantasy assets, and they're going to feel like you just got one of those overnight meme coins where you put money down and it popped overnight and you made a ton of money off it and you're happy and it's immediately good. And then sometimes it's going to be something like Doge where you put money in years ago and then after a couple years, all of a sudden it's worth triple or quadruple the amount. And you just got to wait. And sometimes it's return on investment. I feel like Ben Sinnott's going to be that. Trey McBride only took a year or 2, but like he was that at first, and it was because of Ertz, So that's my way of saying to the people, like in Dynasty, we are going to make picks where we're like, oh, I'm going to take this tight end, and then it doesn't work out the first year, and it makes you feel like, oh man, did I waste a pick? Should I not have done this? But don't panic sell. Like you don't want to see Ben Sinnott do good in a year. Like Ertz isn't going to be there forever, and Jane Daniels looks really good.
He does.
You know what I mean?
He looks amazing.
So. Mm-hmm.
Wide receivers.
My number 1 is Tedder McMillan, by far.
I think that's everybody's number 1. Yeah,
by far. He's been my number 1. I have a bunch of shares of him in Debbie. Even when people were all about Luther Burden was rated number 1 and Tet was rated 2 or 3 in every Debbie thing. And I was always a Tet guy. Always. And I know a lot of people are Tet guys now, and I respect it. But I just want to make that known. I was a Tet guy from day one. I have a ton of Debbie shares of him. He's my number 1, and I really hope he goes to...
When I was watching Tet's like highlights, he reminded me a lot of Drake London, but a little like smoother, if that makes any sense.
But better. I will say he's probably not gonna go, but like, listen, I'm not gonna pretend that I wouldn't love / not mind / love the Giants to have Malik Neighbors and Tet. But that's not going to happen. So where is he going to go?
If
I don't think he's going to New England, because I think New England's going to trade back, and they're going to miss out on him because they're going to trade back too far. But they're going to get a lot for the haul.
Yeah, if I don't think so. I think they're going to take that lineman, that tackle, Will Campbell.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I'm going to say Vegas if they lose out on a QB.
That's good. Especially if they like took a second round QB instead and they took a first round wide receiver.
And if not Vegas, maybe Carolina.
Please, God, no. Oh my God, no. You know what I would like?
Bryce looked good at the end of the year.
Doesn't matter. Don't want him to be wasted there. I want him to go to somewhere where he's going to be elite. I want him to go to like... All right.
I think he goes anywhere, he'll be elite. Because
I'm going to give you 3 examples where he could be actually like elite. You know, there's spots where he could be like pretty good, wide receiver 1 worthy. There's a couple spots where he could be like crazy good. Like crazy good. I don't want him to go anywhere where there's already an established alpha. I don't want him to go anywhere where the quarterback is like Richardson. I know they have Pittman, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want any kind of quarterback where he doesn't have accuracy, he can't fucking throw.
I mean, if Washington didn't win so much, that'd be the best spot, I think.
Yes. It would be amazing.
You ain't gonna fall that far.
I will say, if they don't still have Godwin next season, it'd be interesting to see him go. I said I don't want him an established number 1, but Baker chucks it so much that, like, if he had Tet and Mike Evans, he's probably the only team I could think of that has a number 1 that I'm okay with it, because the number 1, A, gets hurt every year, and B, has shared his entire career. He gets just over 1,000. He's not a 1,700, 1,600, 1,500 yard guy. He's just a 1,000-yard guy.
Dallas would be a good spot.
Dallas would be a good, Dallas would be a decent spot. I don't like it as much because like CeeDee Lamb already.
It's got CeeDee Lamb there, yeah, but that would be a landing spot I could see happening.
I'm thinking more like
just because it's high, it's like 12 right there, No, they might not have to trade up to get him. He'd probably just fall right to him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to think of where he can be really dominant. I mean, this is our number 1. Like, we want him to go to like somewhere that doesn't have any.
I mean, New England's the ideal spot for him because they have nobody.
Okay, I will admit him with Drake May might be okay. Here, I'm gonna go to open up this roster really quick. Sorry. All right.
New Orleans.
All right. There.
I would say anywhere in the top 15 is where he's going to go. So
I wouldn't mind him going to Ugh, please, please, please don't go to like the Browns or something. It'd be so sad.
I don't think he's going to get taken that high.
Yeah, but if for some reason teams just aren't looking for a wide receiver in the first round and he slips to the second round, it would make me sick. Ugh, watching him slide that far. I think he's going to go in the end of the first.
Yeah, he's going to be in the middle, like the latest, like 15. He's going to go anywhere from 5 to 15. Maybe even 4 to 15. And we still don't even know what Travis Hunter is yet. So
see, I like him, but he's never been my number one because even before he said that, I always joked and said, like, does he have the stamina or can he at a high level be both positions at the same time? Or are they going to make him?
I don't know what he is, so I don't have him ranked in my wide.
That's what I'm saying. A team, it might be just a fairy tale. He might come to the NFL and they're like, listen, we don't care if you want to be both. You are going to pick one or the other, and you're going to do one or the other. If you want to do some trick plays here or there, cool, dude. But we're not going to have you as a full-time wide receiver and as a full-time cornerback, and then you're going to end up getting hurt. So,
I think it's going to be really hard to trade down. Because it's going to be very hard to trade down. There's not any great quarterbacks. There's no volume to trade up, and there's not really any like overly great offensive linemen. There's a bunch of good defensive linemen, but
that's my whole thing is there's so many good defensive players in this draft that people aren't talking about that like we're a fantasy show. So it's really hard for us to admit like, hey, we want these teams to be like all in on these offenses, but there's a chance that all these offensive guys that we love are going to slip further than we expect because other teams are like, hey, yeah, cool. That's really cool that you guys have cool wide receivers and running backs, but there's a bunch in this draft, and we need this defensive lineman who's like the number 3 in the country right now, or like, like stuff like that. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. We want to say we're right, but like, damn, it's hard with defensive players mixed in.
Like I did a mock last week, I think.
Yeah, we'll do one of those for sure.
The Dynasty Hot Sauce podcast. I'd like to give him a little shout out. And Hunter didn't go to like the mid-third because people don't know what he's going to be.
Yeah.
My number 2 is not anybody's number 2. I will say that. But I was just so like, this kid doesn't miss. Like he catches almost every ball, even if it's a bad one. It's Trey Harris, Ole Miss, wide receiver.
He's your number 2?
Yes.
What?
Yes, I told you it was going to be crazy, but like he was so impressive to me when I watched.
He's my number what? Like I'm at 4. He's my number 4, but I do like him.
Who's your number?
Where do you want him to go?
Huh?
Where do you want him to go? Yeah,
New England in the second.
Okay, besides Fanboy, where do you want him to go? I did that too. Hey, I did the same thing with Tet. I immediately said it'd be cool to have him with Neighbors and the Giants. Do you want to do a realistic
one? The Giants in the second.
I'd be okay with that.
I know I like him at 2, but I'm not saying that everybody else values him at 2.
I was gonna say Titans in the second to pair with whatever quarterback they got. To try to do what a lot of teams do, where they get a quarterback and look at what happened with T. Higgins and Burrow. Yes, they got Jamar Chase the next year, but T. Higgins and Burrow are really good actual friends in real life now because they get drafted together. But yeah, no, I like that. I like that a lot. My number 2 is Burden, the obvious, boring number 2. I just have liked him since before the season even started, and then he came through on everything I thought he would, so I'm happy. I like him.
He's kind of like a smaller Debo. So I kind of like that, but I have him as my wide receiver 5.
I'm going to the Niners. That's why I like him. Because he's like Debo. Yes, because he's like Debo, but a little less fragile.
I think I had Burton going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah,
in my mock.
I would like that. Yes, 100%. I like that. Who's your number 3?
Emeka Egbuka.
Okay, he's my number 3 as well. So we agree on 3. We just had
him.
Our 2 and 4 are just swapped. That's all.
I have him going to the. Oh, I just had it in my head. It's gone. Steelers.
I had him going to the Giants in the second, the same way you had your Trey Harris going to the Giants. I had Amika going to the Giants. Trying to will that into existence.
Yeah. Who's your number 3?
So
did you say already?
Amika.
Oh, he is your number.
My 2 was Burden. My 3 was Amika. Our 2 and 4 were the 2 swapped. Now we're on 5. Our 3 was the same, and our 1 was the same. All right, so that'll be on me. A lot of people would have Hunter. I have Matthew Golden.
Me too.
Just solid. I like him. Not anything. I got to move the
Is
screen.
Is it Matthew or Marcus? Marcus Golden?
I thought it was Matthew.
I think there already is a Matthew Golden.
Well, my list says Matthew Golden.
I could believe you. Maybe there's a Marcus Golden already.
If I'm wrong, guys. Sorry. That's just what my list says. Yeah, I had Golden. He's just solid. I don't think he's like, I do like the other guys like a good amount more. Like if the Giants ended up with Golden instead of Amika or one of those guys, I'd probably be a little sad, but like, it's okay. Who did I have taken him? The Raiders. I had the Raiders taking him in the second after the Giants take Amika.
Right,
they see a wide receiver going and they start grabbing him. Yep.
Burden's my 5.
Where do you see him going?
Tampa. I already said that, I think.
Oh, you did. I asked, sorry. All right, well, we already said we're going to do 10 for wide receivers, so who is your that'll be on me. All right.
I have Golden going to the Rams.
Matthew. Do you have him going to the Rams and then them trading Cooper Kupp?
Nah, Kupp's going to get cut.
Well, cut, traded, same thing. I just meant like you have him go in there and fulfilling that slot. Who could be in the alpha?
Yes.
Yep. Which is also good because so far Puka's been a little injury prone. So it's like Puka's good, but then whoever is there has a chance to be in the number 1 if he goes down. All right, so I have so funny. Sorry, I have an iPad and it's making my whole face glow. I didn't even realize that this whole podcast. Let me turn the brightness down. Okay. So my next is like Elic Aomanor or something like that. Aomanor. Yeah, I hate his name. I hate pronouncing his name, but I do like him. But I have him next. Every list had. I mean, elephant in the room. It had Travis Hunter. I feel like I'm seeing a trend that we're both rating Travis Hunter lower than everybody else is, because we just don't know what he is, and we think he's good, but we don't think he's like crazy that good. He's not like elite level talent like they're acting like he is. He's like crazy talent because he does 2 different things, but like he's not. It's not like he's coming out and putting elite numbers on both. He's really not.
Well, I mean, he did win the Heisman, so he is putting up good numbers.
I 100% agree. I don't mean for that to sound the way it sounds. Don't hear what I'm not saying.
He's playing like what, like 125 snaps a game?
Yeah, let me reiterate what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is he's very, very good, but
This is the
at
problem.
the same time,
Everybody's saying he's very,
people are
very
hyping
good.
like he's the 101 in
They don't-
fantasy, and he's not.
But because you don't know if he plays corner. Like if he plays
Yes.
corner, then you're only going to get like what 3, 4 plays, 5 plays, maybe a game if you're lucky on offense.
Either way,
But
if you're
gets
playing
drafted as a
thrash
wide
ball,
receiver, if he gets drafted as a wide receiver, then we're talking different. Then he is up there. He's probably the wide receiver too.
is there a team out there?
Opinion.
Is there a team out there that's truly going to let him play 100% of the snaps in both offense and defense?
So.
I don't think so either, but like, wow, that would be really interesting to try to see.
I mean, if anybody would do it, it'd be Cleveland.
Yeah. I know that they said he's a wide receiver. That's what Hitman was saying, but man,
But that's the whole thing. There's no consensus on what he is, so it's tough to put him in there.
Do you agree on Alec?
No, I had Luther Burden as my 5.
Oh, I mean, he's your 6, sorry.
Oh, my 6 is Tez Johnson. I have Elick 8.
Okay. My next was Bond.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, the thing with Tez and Bond, they're both like kind of like smaller guys.
Yeah. But that's
Speedy
just a
guys.
thing in the NFL now. That's a thing in the NFL now, and they're getting used a certain way now.
Yep. So Tez Johnson.
So I had Alec.
See him.
I had Alec, then Bond is so Bond would be my 6.
Okay. Yeah, Tez Johnson's my 6th, and Bond is my 7th.
And then Tez would be my 7.
So we just have them all like the other way
Yep,
around.
we just have those ones mixed up. They're all in the same tier, kind of. I feel like they're all in the same tier. It's just you like them differently.
And I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'd like them where these guys would like that anywhere really, because they're probably wide receiver 2, 3 type guys anyway.
Oh, for sure. I will say, where is it? Xavier Restrepo.
I like him. I like him a lot.
He was my next. I like him.
got,
where's the other one that I like that's like further down on lists, but I really like him. Where is he? If he gets the right opportunity. Let's see if I can find him.
Well, while you're finding him, I'm going to give a recap of my wide receivers. I have Tet 1,
Okay.
Trey Harris 2, Emeka Ibuka 3, Matthew Golden 4, Luther Burden 5, Tez Johnson 6, Isaiah Bond 7, Elick Imanor 8, Jack Beck 9, and Ty Felton, Maryland 10.
Yeah. I mean, we had a couple mixed up in between, but like our last 3 were exactly the same, pretty much. Or 9 and 10 rather, not last 2 were the same. Our like 8 through 6, I think, were swapped up. Maybe it was 8 through 5. No, 8 through 6. And then our
5, and then we had a lot of different ones in there. So
yeah, but you know what I noticed though? Even when we have the different ones, they tended to be in the same tier. Like we were never like my number 4 was your number like 10. It wasn't anything like crazy like that. It was they were only a couple away from each other where it's really just hit and miss. And we both know no matter how much we like these guys, a lot's gonna matter what they do tomorrow at the combine, and a lot's gonna matter with what team is interested in them and where they get drafted and when they get drafted.
Absolutely.
Even a lot of these guys, if they get drafted in the 7th round, I'm not gonna be as excited as if they were drafted in obviously the 2nd or 3rd. So
I mean, and like you said, it's all about opportunity. So we got to see who gets what.
Yeah, even if somebody gets drafted in the 5th or 6th and they get drafted to a team that has no wide receivers, I'm going to be excited about them if I like them.
Right. Yeah. Value.
Well, do you want to be anticlimactic and go first and do the number one that we both have?
Yeah, Ashton Genty, Boise State.
He's not my number
Probably
one.
going to be the. Oh, he's mine. He's probably going to be the number one.
He's not my number one. He's my number 10.
Stop it.
No. I've been huge on him since before the season even started. I like him. He's my number one. He's my clear number one. I've been a huge fan of him. I have him in Devy leagues. I love him. I'm totally kidding.
I mean, your two is probably the same too. I got Omari on Hampton. You out of UNC.
Yes, I'm huge on him too. Yep. No, I mean, I knew that was probably going to happen. We had the same first two. Where do you want Genty to go?
I feel like he's going to end up on the Bears. I feel like Ben
Johnson's
going to take his Jahmyr Gibbs.
I want him to go to the Giants, but I'm selfish. I think he could definitely go to the Bears. I had the list. Hold on. I have the
Patriots. You go to the Patriots. Look, I think that's a shopping Ram. So.
What's that?
Patriots are shopping Ram.
Yeah,
I think Pats are definitely taking running back high.
Jonty is probably going to the Raiders if they don't get the quarterback they like. And like how you said they're going to grab a wide receiver and a quarterback, I think they might grab a running back and a quarterback instead.
But,
I don't like it, but it's a real possibility. I really don't want the Saints to take one. They might. Kamara's getting older.
Yeah,
he's not the same kind of back as Kamara.
You know he's going to have to sit behind Kamara because that's just how the NFL works.
No, Kamara's not that kind of back. I could see them both getting carries. They're just not going to throw a bunch.
Get carries, but Kamara's going to start.
Well, no. Kamara will start, but dude, think about it. If they have the crappy wide receiver core that they had last year, they're probably going to cut Derek Carr.
I don't even want to think about it.
Hold on. Let me finish.
I hate the idea of him going there.
No, and I hate it too. But think about this could really happen. They're getting rid of their quarterback. They don't know what they're going to do. They're going to be running the ball a lot, and they're going to want Kamara for a lot of like little ding and dunks. And yeah, but who I think he's going to go to. If the Giants are really salty about losing Saquon and they saw him go win a Super Bowl, there is a world where they shock the world and at they don't even trade back, and at 103 they just take Jonty. They took Saquon at 102. They could definitely take Jonty at 103. I'm just saying it could happen. That being said, the Cowboys at 12. If the Bears don't take him, is a possibility. I do not think the Niners are going to take him, even though they have CMC. And everybody's like, oh, they could take him anyways. I don't think they're going to take him. I think they're going to take a wide receiver. Because Debo's going to be out the door.
Okay. Where do you think Hampton would be good, or land to land?
Cowboys would be really good as far as fantasy goes.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if he's going to go that. Like, I don't know if he's going to go that high. That's the thing. Is like he's probably more of like a bottom first. I would think like maybe the Chiefs. Or
if that happens, say goodbye to Pacheco. Any share you have of Pacheco, say goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, don't sell him. Don't get rid of him. But like at the same time,
he's not going to be around next year anyway. I don't think.
Oof. Oh man, Jonty going to the Chargers and kicking, and they just don't re-sign Dobbins or Gus.
Could happen.
Or the Steelers, actually, too.
Yep, Steelers will be looking. I like that landing spot for Hampton.
How pissed would you be if the Falcons grabbed him at 15 and then they had a running back by committee with Bijan and Jonty?
I just don't think that's happening.
You're talking about the team that just drafted Penix and signed a huge contract to Kirk Cousins. Don't act like they're impossible. They drafted Kyle Pitts and never use him. But anyways, who wasn't that big on Pitts coming in and everybody made fun of him? It was me, you damn it. And he had a decent season the first year and everybody said I was dumb and then they hadn't done anything since.
1,000-yard season.
Yeah, because he had Matt Ryan. Only reason. All
I
right.
feel like they ain't throwing the ball. There's too many people to get the ball over there.
Where do you want Hampton to go? Pretty much any team I just named for John T. I would be cool with Hampton going there.
Well, I feel like Steelers are probably going to take, like, that would be the first spot Hampton would go. So I don't think Dallas doesn't take.
Is that with John T. gone?
Dallas. Yeah, because I think Bears are going to take him at 8 or whatever they're at.
They're 10.
10. So they're going to take him at 10. And then the next running back would be.
If the Bears don't.
It wouldn't be to Dallas. If the Bears don't, then.
Dallas is only at 12. Well, no, what I'm saying is if the Bears don't. Do you know what the order is? If the Bears don't take him at 10, the next pick is the Niners, and the next pick is the Cowboys. So assuming the Niners don't take him with CMC as well, then they might go to the Cowboys.
Yeah, like that would probably be the best spot for him to go. Maybe not because the line's falling apart, but that would be
21 of the Steelers is really good to me. I really like that.
Well,
Tomlin knows how to use a running back.
But that's where I see Hampton going. Definitely.
Yeah. I also see Hampton going to
Cincinnati, maybe.
I think there's a chance the Bills surprise us. They might take a wide receiver, but they might surprise us and take a running back because James Cook is already saying he wants to get paid a lot of money, and he really doesn't even he's good, but he's not that good. So
I feel like the Bills are going to draft the best safety they can get in the first round because Taylor Rapp is suck.
I told you, hey, top of the show, we said that we always get all these fantasy goodies in our eyes, and we don't think about the fact that a lot of these teams in the first round are like, give me that all-pro safety, please.
Yeah,
give me the safety who's going to probably make the Pro Bowl in the first year.
And we're sure this is a good corner year too.
Yeah, we're please take a running back, and all of a sudden there's an elite corner who shuts down people and changes games, and we're like, yeah, but that guy catches the ball. Yeah, dude, it happens. It happens. So
who's your number 3?
Number 3. I was about to move on to that. My number 3 is Quinshon Judkins.
I have him at number 6.
Yeah, I'm a little biased. I liked him since last year. I think he in the right system he's more talented, but yeah, I do agree the other guy's probably have better stats. But yeah,
I have Travion, his running mate, as the number 3.
He's my number 4. I literally had him back to back.
And I really like the Patriots could take a running back. The Chiefs, Pittsburgh.
I had the Patriots and the Chiefs taking one, and then the other one taking the other. That's hilarious.
But you know what's funny?
You just said that.
I feel like my next running back is the guy that the Pats are going to end up taking because it's more of how Mike Vrabel is. And my 4th is Caleb Johnson.
He's my 5th.
Out of Iowa, right? Iowa.
Yeah, he's my 5th.
Kid is a beast, big boy.
Yeah.
Definitely can take that. He's really good.
He's my 5th.
Size.
No, we're just like the other positions. We're all on the same tier around there. We just have a couple that are swapped.
Who's your number 4?
Oh, sorry, I lost my list. I got to go back.
Oh, you had Henderson as 4. Who's your number 5?
No, yes, my 4. My 5 was your boy right there.
Caleb?
Yeah.
All right, my 5 is Ollie.
So my 5, no, you said he was your 3?
Caleb Johnson's my 4.
Oh, okay. Well, if you said he was your 4, then I'm on 5.
Yeah, you said he was your 5th because you had Henderson after Judkins.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I just revealed too fast, so I fucked up the order. My bad. All right. You're good.
So Ollie Gordon's my number 5.
Ollie Gordon.
I know he had a horrible year last year. That team really just wasn't any good. And the year before that, he led the country in rushing. I feel like he may not shine right away. He may be like a Chuba Hubbard type guy.
He's my 10, and I almost didn't even put him on the list because of what you just said. Because he impressed me the year before. I drafted him in a bunch of Debbies. And then now he hasn't done anything this year.
He didn't do anything this year because he got hurt and his team was bad.
Hitman thinks Travion will go to the Browns.
Yeah, Chubb's probably on the way out. So.
Yeah, and I heard Steelers might want him. I bet it's one of those things that if Tomlin can get him at a good price, he's seen him run and he doesn't care if he's a little older. He's like, hey, you come here for a price, you just want to keep playing football for a nice little decent salary, then come on over. Because Chubb is smart enough to realize he got his big contract, he got hurt really bad. At best, he can go there for a cheap one-year deal and maybe hope to get a James Conner type contract where it's not too big but not too small. Other than that, I mean, hey, man, some players will accept minimum or close to minimum because they just want to play so bad. They're like, hey, what am I going to do? Work somewhere else or retire and never work again? Like, I'll take a couple more million. Just stack it up for a couple more years. Yeah. So my next would be Devin Neal.
That's 6?
Yeah, that's my 6.
Okay.
Now, who was your 6 again?
Judkins.
Okay.
Judkins.
So now we're even up. We're even 1 through 6 now. We're up to 7.
Yeah. All right. So my 7 is Dylan Sampson.
Okay. That's my 8.
And my 8 is Devin Neal.
Okay.
And,
wait, no. No, sorry. I miscounted. Sampson is my next one.
And then Neal. So we got the same.
For some reason, I wrote the same number twice. So, so I got messed up. No.
All right,
and then you have Neal.
Yes. So running backs are 1 Genty, 2 Hampton, 3 Henderson, 4 Johnson, 5 Gordon, 6 Judkins, 7 Sampson, 8 Devin Neal. And I think he might be my favorite running back in this draft. He's probably not the best running back, but I just like his attitude. I like everything about the kid. Is Arizona State's Cam Scatterboo.
So he is my next. He was the one that I had. So he's my 9, and then my 10 is Ollie Gordon because Ollie Gordon had such a bad year. I see the talent there. I see he could go somewhere and develop and randomly emerge, but I think he hurt his draft stock really bad this year to the point where he might not even get drafted. He might be the Mike Barnes of this year, and that Mike Barnes is a shout out to Fantasy Hitman Wright, was all about Mike Barnes, sang his praises up and down, shouted from the rooftops about him, and next thing you know, he went undrafted, went to Tennessee, and then immediately got cut, and then never played football.
These wide receivers and running backs, this combine's going to be huge for some of these guys. Huge.
Yes. Yeah, and it shouldn't matter as much as it does, but it will.
My number 10 to close it out is LaQuint Allen from Syracuse.
Okay, he was in my honorable mentions because running back was so deep.
Yep, and my honorable mentions, I got 3 of them. I got RJ Harvey. He's going to be more like a third down type guy. He's really shifty. And Damian Martinez, who's just a solid running back, I think, like James Conner-esque, we'll say. And
Trevor Etienne?
No, I don't even have him in my top 10.
I said honorable mentions.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
honorable mentions are anything outside the top 10. They're not even ranked. They're just, hey, they have a little bit of pop. If they come to the combine and do something to impress, they might randomly end up on a team. Or ETN has the last name, but he also has that thing where you might see a random team give him a shot because he just has the same last name.
Well, the thing is like he might be really good. We didn't see enough of him, I think, because in Georgia they just split the backfields with everybody.
Yeah,
they run like 3-4 running backs in every game.
That reminds me of
which is a good thing.
What was it, Damian Harris and Josh Jacobs? They were coming out, and the debate was which one was better, but they both just split the backfield so much that it was like, dude, I mean, how do you even tell when? Yeah,
but yeah. And then Jordan James, Oregon was my last.
Oh,
honorable.
Did you see what Hitman said? Chuba's gone. Sad day. They trade Miles. I might be done. So we're seeing a lifelong Browns fan that's saying he might finally just have had enough. If they get rid of that franchise player that's like anchoring their team right now, that he's just done. Hitman, what other team would you go to?
Miles.
Would you go to? You know what sucks for him? He's in Ohio, so like he can't even go to the other Ohio team because they just happen to be in the same division. So it's just like it's not like one's an AFC and one's an NFC, and he can just switch to the Bengals. It's like the Bengals are literally the Browns' rivals, so you can't be a Patriots fan and then just randomly be like, you know what, I like the Bills now.
I love the Bills.
Well, you know what I mean.
No, I love
him and left. By the way, we've had him as we had the viewer thing up there this entire time, and he straight up left. We asked him live on the air which team he would switch to, and he just left. He didn't want to answer. So that's relevant. But all right.
Beaches that way.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that sound is?
Time to wrap it up. Wrap it up.
It is time to wrap it up.
I can't wait for tomorrow, though. Like, tomorrow is going to be so effing awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be really, really good. I would say probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I mean, it might not be a Thursday or it might not be a Friday, but like it'll probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to aim for. We'll have a show about the combine. Talk about that. None of this content. I mean, I'm sure you guys understand, but when they, we want to always come on and do everything, but when there's nothing to report about, it's a little hard to get hyped up at first. And there's not a lot of times that we do get if something comes up, we're allowed to decide on taking a week off. And we're gonna do another one last week, and then our schedules just didn't line up. And don't you worry, guys. Don't you worry. When this fantasy season hits, when these drafts hit, when we're doing this, we're gonna be doing mock drafts. We're gonna be doing live mock drafts where we need to get all 12 spots so that we need 10 other spots filled live. We don't want any auto picks. We want full-on drafts. We want to do NFL drafts. We want to do... I think it would be cool. I don't know if we can do it, but if we could somehow get 30 other people and we did one of those NFL drafts and each person played as one team and acted as if they were drafting for the franchise, that would be epic. Now, I can't guarantee we're going to have an episode like that, but guys, if we could pull that together,
like a 10-hour.
That'd be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
A 10-hour. Need to get an ass pillow.
Well, if we make the timer, that's enough, then, let's go through it. But, might be a pipe dream. Either way, we'll do real mock drafts for fantasy leagues. We'll do some... as when we get toward the off season, maybe we'll do some best balls. Hell, maybe we'll even do some cheap little $5 best balls where we just throw a little $5 in, draft a team, and at the end of the season, you see if you want some money. Who knows?
Winner takes all. Yeah.
Whatever happens. But guys, like share, comment, subscribe. Obviously, we are nothing without you guys. If you guys don't watch or comment, then there's no point of us even doing it. So make sure that you always stop by. You let us know that you like the show or didn't like the show. Hell, you can tell us that I suck. Okay, you can comment and be like, dude, Tomcat sucks. I hate him. He stinks. And I'll comment and I'll be like, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Thanks for listening. Just engagement. Help the show grow. And I've said this like a dozen times in other shows. If the show grows, I will get cool things like signed jerseys, signed helmets, signed, other memorabilia, and we will either do leagues for them or we'll straight up just do raffles. We will just do raffles, or we'll do live automated where it's a randomizer and whoever's listening gets it. If you help us grow, you help us grow. We're just gonna want to do cool stuff like that. We're gonna always appreciate the people that were here from the beginning. So until next week, guys, just make sure that you keep a dynasty. Keep a dynasty, baby. See you later.